Rollins, Uso, our main event for the World Heavyweight Championship.
It's going to take some time to get used to. This Paul Heyman, Braun Breaker in the corner of Seth freaking Rollins. It's crazy to think of what this trio could be.
Again, I'm going to ask you the question I asked you earlier on. Did Uso make the right decision, or was it really just a knee-jerk reaction to face Seth tonight?
Well, time will tell. They say anytime you're making decisions with emotions running high,
well,
probably not going to be good decisions.
You should have thought of that and taken your own advice.
Well, of course, easier said than done. And Jey Uso was the latest victim.
Rollins and Uso for the World Heavyweight Championship. And Rollins side headlock. Standing switch now by Seth. Nice takedown by Rollins. Shoulders down, looking for the quick win here. And Uso's got a kick out at 2.
We're going to do some black and brave wrestling here, says Seth freaking Rollins.
Jey Uso, the 5th member of the Anoa'i family to hold the World Heavyweight Championship. Tremendous lineage. Breaker looks on, Heyman as well. Paul Heyman actually had the audacity to come out here tonight and say that he built the bloodline.
5 years, he said. He built everything that our tribal chief did. He took credit for it. Turned it against Roman, then turned on CM Punk, and now has found himself
covered by Rollins, kick out.
With Seth freaking Rollins and Braun Breaker.
And again, covered by Rollins. Rollins knows he's not going to beat Jey that quickly. He's just trying to send a little message, play some mind games here.
And couch it on the corner.
Again, Jey looks a bit out of sorts tonight. Not much time to prepare for this. Rollins said, I like when a good plan comes together. He's been probably thinking all week that he had a good possibility to have this match tonight. Was prepared for Uso.
If you listen to the way Seth was talking to Paul earlier, feels like this was Seth's idea, and then Paul Heyman executed.
That's the game you want to play. That's how you want to do it, huh? That's how you want to play.
Look, Jey is not going to back down and taking the fight now to Rollins, and here we go.
This is right in Jey's wheelhouse.
Rollins trying to cover up now, kick right in the midsection, drops the champ. Rollins looking for a stop, and Jey able to move out of harm's way. Kick again to the midsection, looking for a pedigree. Some space, and Seth will take a breather.
Jey Uso isn't scared to go to that super kick. Seth freaking Rollins knew that. Jey Uso's super kick is very lethal.
Paul Heyman saying earlier tonight, the world title is about power and control. Said that Jey Uso doesn't understand the leverage that he has with the title.
He's good, he's the champ for a reason.
Heyman says that Rollins has to be champion, stage 2 of the plan.
Yeah, we have no idea what's on the mind of these 3 men.
Not at all. I'm so shocked the fact that just seeing Braun Breaker standing next to Paul Heyman is shocking in a way, although it shouldn't be, right?
Yeah, it looks like they both got back from the trip to the sun.
Look at Rollins stomping away on Jey Uso. Rollins just a master at all this as he sends the champ into the corner.
If you think the levels that Seth freaking Rollins has already been to, Hall of Fame type stuff already in his career. Now he's teaming up with the man who's brought billions
and billions
of dollars in Blockbuster to the WWE over the years.
Well, Rollins is a 5-time world champ. He's held 2 U.S. titles, 2 Intercontinental titles, 6 tag team titles, NXT championship as well. Been Money in the Bank, cashed in at WrestleMania. Jey Uso, first time as world champion, first title defense.
Paul Heyman is trying to get the crowd to sing Seth freaking Rollins' song.
Of course he is.
Literally leading. Nobody's following along. They're yeeting in his face. They're yeeting all over his face over here.
He's the maestro. At least he wants to be. And Jey Uso now fighting back. Talk about, Pat, how much pressure's on Uso tonight in his first title defense after shocking the world at WrestleMania.
Yeah, certainly a lot of pressure, but this is the life of a champion. Him even agreeing. Oh my God, Seth freaking Rollins sent into the table.
Right into the announce table. And now Jey Uso, suicide dive. Rollins sent over the announce table. Jey Uso is rolling.
Braun Breaker was just popping off at the Nebraska Cornhuskers, and now Seth freaking Rollins is laid out onto the table.
And Paul Heyman out here asking for timeout as Rollins looks to recoup.
I believe there's some blood coming from Seth freaking Rollins.
Rollins,
he's been busted open here.
Where's he bleeding from? The back of his head. Rollins is bleeding from the back of his head. Hit himself hard when he came over the announce table. And Paul Heyman screaming, "It's your vision," as Rollins rolls back into the ring. Senior official Chad Patton noticing now that Rollins has been cut open as Uso now takes the attack to Rollins. Very concerned Paul Heyman looking on. And I like how Heyman turns things around. As soon as Seth's in trouble, it's Heyman's vision. I mean, it's Seth's vision. No longer Heyman's vision when Seth's in trouble.
Ron's about sick of the yeet out here, but Omaha's around him. Jey Uso's got a great opportunity here with Seth freaking Rollins busted open like Sirius XM.
I thought they were chanting Leech. Oh, and right into the second turnbuckle as in Heyman. Face first off the turnbuckle, and Rollins now trying to regain control. Jey trying to.
Michael Cole has lost his audio after the chaos of Seth freaking Rollins.
Oh, I'm back. There we go. That's my audio for a moment as our great crew here at ringside tries to get our table put back together as Rollins now tries to decapitate the World Heavyweight Champion. This is what I was worried about with Uso. The veteran takes control now, knows exactly what he needs to do to take the title away from Uso.
Look at these three, just so proud of themselves. Bron Breakker is giving everybody a snarl. The attitude of these three is troubling, to say the least.
To say the least. Oh, what a kick by Rollins. We're back in our main event, Rollins and Uso for the World Heavyweight title. You know, Pat, they often say that you have to learn how to become a champion. That's what Jey Uso has to do tonight.
Now you have to learn how to be a champion, Cole. That's what Jey Uso has to learn every day of his life, is something new. Tonight, it was Paul Heyman coming out and selling him on a dream of a World Heavyweight Championship match tonight against Seth freaking Rollins, and he bit hook, line, and sinker.
And now Rollins and Heyman and Breakker have Uso exactly where they want him. Well, maybe not. Jey Uso showing that grit that won him the world title in the first place. Won him 10 tag team titles over his career. And now the body shots by Rollins unloading on Usos, trying to cover up. Official Chad Patton giving a lot of leeway to the challenger. Rollins has got to be careful not to be disqualified.
Champion's getting beaten down there.
Champion's advantage. Rollins has to pin or submit Jey in this match.
There's a chance that Paul Heyman has gotten a hold of this ref, though. I mean, that's...
You mean pay him off?
I don't want to say there's corruption anyway. I don't want to say...
Paul Heyman is the most corrupt person I've ever met in my life, and I've known the guy for 30 years.
Yeah, but not with the officials, not with our refs here at WWE. Fair and square, down the middle. Can't have any corruption with the refs.
Rollins now. Hook at Uso. Jey fighting back, though. Jey with a headbutt. Rollins dropped to the mat.
Jey Uso comfortable up there.
Jey now on the top rope. Lands on his feet. And Uso building momentum. Oh, both men down center of the ring.
Double cross body. I know what you're gonna do, because I'm gonna do the same damn thing. Double cross body. World Heavyweight Championship on the line. Deep end. This is what life is like with the target on your waist, Jey Uso. This is awesome. World Heavyweight Championship match on Monday Night Raw.
And Jey Uso now with a big right hand to Rollins, stunning him. Jey Uso digging down deep. Here comes the world champ. Jey's starting to feel it now. Down goes Rollins. Samoan drop.
This is what Jey's been waiting for. Grill shining. Championship Moxie.
And into the corner. Seizu Umaga and his daddy Rikishi. Cover, hook to the leg, shoulders down, and Rollins at 2.
I don't know how Seth kicked out of that. Did you hear that thud? When his ass hit Seth's head and then that turnbuckle. All of Omaha rattled. Even those cows that become the steaks. An absolute brawl here. Look at this. Look at this. Full speed. Bang! 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 Jey Uso said.
And Jey now lifting Rollins up again.
I don't know how Seth kicked out. I don't know how Seth is still fighting right now. And he's scurries to the outside. Smart play.
Kicked into the corner.
Seth freaking Rollins.
And Rollins with a suicide dive.
I'll tell you what, Seth's work rate is something that's tough to keep up with. World Heavyweight Champion.
Oh, caught him! Jey Uso caught him! Cover now for the win to retain the title!
How in the world does Seth freaking Rollins keep kicking out? He must have come down from 15 feet right into an Air Force One. Boom! On the button.
Indeed it is. What a title defense by main event Jey Uso here tonight.
The Knicks beat the Celtics. And Jey Uso has almost beat Seth freaking Rollins twice now. What more is it gonna take?
Oh, and a kick.
So close to a spear. Seth freaking Rollins now. He's thinking buckle bomb. I think there's blood all over Jey Uso from Seth freaking Rollins.
Yeah, Rollins was cut open when he went over the announce table earlier on. Rollins out with a buckle bomb to Jey. Jey's in trouble. Seth Rollins could be closing in on the World Heavyweight title.
Seth freaking Rollins doing all of this with blood shedding from his head.
Seth top rope, frog splash, nobody home. Caught him with a pedigree, counter to the spear for the world title, and Uso kicks out. Look at this, what a counter by Seth into almost a half a pedigree there, but it was effective.
It was a super pedigree, more so than a half pedigree. Catching a spear directly into a pedigree? Yeah, that's the only accurate response. Both these men beat down. Gut check time. Championship on the line. Wise man consulted.
Rollins.
Think about the hundreds of times that Wise man's been in this situation.
Yeah, and Rollins too, looking for his 6th world title. Measuring main event Jey Uso. Looking for the stop. Jey able to duck underneath. Rollins, the way he beat Gunther, at WrestleMania. And Rollins able to counter. With Jey Uso now. Spear! Cover! Rollins stays in it.
All of Omaha thought we had a and still situation.
Now is the champion, Pat, beginning to doubt himself a bit.
He has to be contemplating what needs to be done to put Seth freaking Rollins out of his misery. How do we get him to lay on his back for 3 seconds as Omaha?
For the first time in 7 months, the men's world title on the line. on Monday Night Raw in our main event.
Jey Uso back to his feet, but wobbly. Ron Breakker looks on.
Jey heading up to the top rope, Seth Rollins.
Big right here. Jey Uso sitting down, finds at least a little bit of stability as Seth freaking Rollins continues to climb. So high risk here. One slip, one fall, this match is over.
Uso with a couple of headbutts. Rollins now.
Wait a second.
And Rollins fell into the official. Braun Breaker trying to get involved. Breaker kicked off. The official, Chad Patton, never saw what happened. Rollins looking to take advantage of this distraction. From the top rope, superplex.
Roll through.
Roll through Rollins. Looking for the Falcon Arrow.
Vintage Seth freaking Rollins. That's straight out of the wise man's playbook.
Oh, stop, didn't get all of it. Didn't get all the stop. Cover now, hook to the leg, and a kick out by Jey. Rollins didn't get the full stop there, and it may have cost him.
Jey Uso was able to move his head ever so slightly.
And Breaker's kicked off. Remember what these guys did to Sami Zayn last week.
The honorary Uso.
Oh, and Sami Zayn! They thought he was coming for the entranceway, and Sami ambushed him. Sami and Braun Breaker.
Sami just came out of the crowd.
Breaker driven into the post. Rollins now trying to go after Sami, and Uso met him with a super kick and a spear. Jey gonna go up top.
He said, let's end this thing.
Jey, top rope, frog splash to retain. And Rollins somehow kicked out. You gotta be kidding me. Jey Uso can't believe it. What does he have to do to put Seth Rollins away?
Super kick, spear, splash was how this was supposed to end in Jey Uso's head, I assume.
Sami Zayn had seen it up, but Breaker trying to get involved. Busted up ribs from last week. Took Breaker out of the equation. Uso with a splash and a spear, but the veteran Rollins is still in it.
Sami Zayn getting all of them.
Oh, spear by Breaker. Well, if he didn't have busted ribs, he has them now, Sami Zayn. It is chaos around ringside. And Jey now going down to check on his buddy.
He'll give himself a little breather.
And Breaker with a spear. Heyman had the official distracted. What you didn't see was Breaker spearing Uso on the other side of the ring. The official, Chad Patton, never saw it. Heyman had him distracted, stopped by Rollins. And because of all these damn shenanigans of this coalition, Seth Rollins is going to win the damn World Heavyweight title.
Maybe not, Cole.
The night after WrestleMania, this group took out Punk and Reigns, and CM Punk is back. Punk is back. CM Punk is back. CM Punk just cost Rollins the world title. And now there's going to be hell to pay. CM Punk
Was betrayed in Mania by his best friend.
and Rollins and Breaker scattering.
Look in his eyes, Cole. What do you see?
The cult of personality. Look in Rollins' eyes. What do you see? Puck is back. Sammy is angry. Uso's still the champion. Turning the tables on Rollins and Breakker tonight.